Hi, lovies, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Belinda Strana. Thank you so much for all the love and support. To my returning subscribers, to those people that share my videos, leave commentaries, and also educate each and every one of us, you guys are the real MVP. Hi, lovies, and welcome back to my channel. If you're
This
new
group of
here,
South
my name is
African
Belinda
refugees, I
Strana.
don't know
Thank you
if you
so
guys
much
still
for all the
remember
love
the
and
group of South
support.
African
To my returning
refugees
subscribers, to those people that
that
share my
left
videos,
South
leave commentaries,
Africa,
and
got
also educate each and every
themselves,
one of us, you
go back
guys
to the
are the
US
real
by the
MVP.
help of Orange Man during the deportation. Like Orange Man was actually deporting his own people and allowing some refugees into the country on the disguise of they are having a GNOC in South Africa. Like, I don't know if you can still recall. The thing is that those group of refugees right about now are seeing what the American dream looks like. They are saying that the American dream is actually not dreaming anymore. And the thing is that they are so tired and they want out. Lovelies, I'm just going to roll the clip as well as some of other stitches I was able to put together. Please leave me your own thoughts in the comment section of what you think of this video. And please do not forget that we do not support any form of bullying and harassment. Alright, lovelies, let's dive into it.
Well, hello, boys and girls. Do y'all remember all these smiling faces that arrived here about a year ago?
Farmers are being killed. I have people that live in South Africa. They say it's a terrible situation taking place. So we've essentially extended citizenship to those people to escape from that violence and come here.
All of these folks who've just come in today have been.
Well, I remember them. They got off of that plane smiling like they had just landed in Disney World. They thought they was about to come over here and live a life of luxury, zero labor, and all the racism their little hearts can stomach. But they are learning out the hard way that the grass is not always greener on the other side, and racism is expensive than a motherfucker. They can barely pay rent. They don't have the right clothing. They can't afford to buy the right clothing because they're barely affording rent. They barely have food. And most of them are still living out of hotels, which we know is expensive as a motherfucker. They thought they was about to come over here and be the brand new Elon Musk arriving from South Africa. Yet another fatality of those that have blindly put their faith in Trump, racism, and hatred. Happy Black History Month.
Folks, you can't make this up. But do you all remember when this administration welcomed 59 white South Africans into the country, talking about they were fleeing from persecution in South Africa for being white, and they allowed these Afrikaners to take a privately chartered jet, because that's what refugees get to do, I guess, come to the United States, and they were met by 2 deputy directors of federal agencies, not just one, but 2. Well, let me refresh your memory, because I have an update on what's going on with them now. But let's look back at when they were welcomed off their private charter jet.
Welcome. Welcome to the United States of America. It is such an honor for us to receive you here today. This is the land of the free, and we know that all of you have faced. I'm Chris Landau. First of all, let me introduce myself. I'm the Deputy Secretary of State of the United States. This is my friend Troy Edgar.
Yeah, I'm the Deputy Secretary of Homeland Security. And again, welcome. So great to have you guys here.
I know you've gone through a long flight. I cannot believe there are babies and children who are actually so well behaved. This is much better than mine are. So bless you for that. And you know, I think it's so happy. It makes me so happy to see you with our flag in your hands, and that flag symbolizes liberty for so many of us.
Yeah,
Many of us, our families.
Well, that was in May of last year. Let's take a look at what's going on with them today. It couldn't have happened to some better people.
Welcome back. You may recall last year we reported on the Trump administration's decision to limit the number of refugees entering the United States. That number was set at 7,500, a significant cut from the Biden era. In addition, the administration is prioritizing white South Africans for admission, a group it says faces persecution at home, something the South African government disputes. Well, now an investigation from the Free Press shows many of those white South Africans, also known as Afrikaners, are barely scraping by because of what they say are failures in U.S. government systems. Madeline Rowley is an investigative reporter for the Free Press, and she joins us now from Virginia to talk about this. And we should note the Free Press and CBS News share a parent company in Paramount Skydance. Madeline, good morning. Talk to us about the conditions some of these refugees say they are experiencing, because the administration made it seem as if they were being prioritized. They are a special group.
Good morning. Thanks so much for having me on. Yes, I spoke to 10 South African refugees who told me that, they came to the U.S. hoping for a better life, a better situation, just as other refugees. And the government contracts with 7 refugee resettlement agencies that are paid hundreds of millions of dollars per year to provide safe, sanitary, and affordable housing. And unfortunately, what I heard from these Afrikaner refugees is that they're spending weeks in motels in unsafe areas. They're being offered housing that is full of mold, apartments that are full of mold in expensive areas. So each refugee is allotted $2,000, and all of that has been going to rent. So they're really left with nothing. And these agencies are supposed to help them apply to jobs, obtain temporary benefits such as SNAP and Medicaid, and basically other people from the community, like neighbors, are having to step in because they just, in some cases, can't even get a hold of their resettlement agencies.
And Madeline, what jumps out to me about what you're saying is we have this almost split screen between what you're describing their life is like now and how they looked in May of 2025 when they were being welcomed here. They were holding American flags. They had smiles on their faces. When you asked refugee groups about these issues with the resettlement process, what are they telling you? How common is this?
Well, from what I could tell, there is an entire network of people as they come. People I spoke to came as soon as 2 weeks ago. And what they do is, they have a network through social media groups and WhatsApp, and they're all realizing, oh no, I'm stuck in this hotel. I only have a certain amount of food. They don't have transportation. They don't have the right clothing. I talked to 3 refugees who are in Detroit. It's very cold there. They do not have coats. So they're realizing that they really feel alone. So I think with that original group, now we're sort of seeing, I think so far, over 1,600 Afrikaner refugees have come. And now we're seeing sort of the cracks in the system here when it comes to how these resettlement agencies work. They have regional offices all throughout the United States where the money from the federal government trickles down. Some of them, one refugee resettlement agency, their federal expenditures topped $727 million in fiscal year 2024. So I think we have to ask here, why are these refugees being told there's no budget for food, or there's no other apartments or places to show them that are in safe and sanitary areas?
So Madeline, in our last few moments, what are these resettlement groups telling you? And are other refugee groups expressing the same amount of challenges?
Well, I think that's one of the questions that my reporting for the Free Press raises. I spoke to the neighbor of one Afrikaner family who was resettled in North Carolina. And the neighbor told me, she's been helping this family. She gave them air mattresses, pillows. She spent $300 of her own money to help this family. And she told me that previously there was a family from Afghanistan, a refugee family from Afghanistan, who was living in this rental home, and they experienced the same challenges. So I think this really raises the question. The majority of Afrikaners, a lot of Afrikaners do speak English. It's not their first language, and not all of them here speak English. But I think this raises the question as to whether or not other refugees that are going through this refugee resettlement system are experiencing the same thing. And this is sort of the first time that we're hearing about it.
And we did just show a statement from the Office of Refugee Resettlement saying every effort is made to provide them with safe and sanitary housing. Madeline, we appreciate your reporting, putting a spotlight on this, and we thank you for joining us this morning.
This couldn't have happened to a group of better people. And the most interesting thing that I didn't know that I learned from that reporting was they have snuck 1,600 more of these South African Afrikaners fleeing from a lie of persecution in South Africa. Yeah, sounds about white. But I don't hear any outrage from these maggots and racists and bigots talking about they're getting $2,000 a month. They're being put on welfare so they can have medical and yada, yada, yada. I don't hear any of that from those anti-immigrant groups that are always talking about immigrants just being allowed to breathe in the United States. Like I said, couldn't have happened to a better group. Yep, I guess their usefulness has run its course. Oh, you can't make this up. But I'm going to enjoy the laugh all the way.
Y'all remember this time last year when the Trump administration brought over that group of white South Africans claiming they were facing racial persecution and injustice in their home country? I have an update. Out that the majority of them are struggling here in the United States. They are only given $2,000 a month, which typically their rent eats up, so they have no more funds for food, transportation, anything extra. They're living in roach-infested apartments. They are living in an unsafe area. It's almost as if the United States is oppressive. Tried to tell y'all. And if anything, this just further goes to show that there are flaws within our immigration system, flaws within our asylum system. There are flaws. It's not the people, it's the system. This is what happens when our politicians are more interested in using immigration as a talking point, as a tool for election, rather than an actual issue that needs to be addressed rather immediately.
Seriously, Lovelies, when I saw this stage, I was like, this is not happening. This is, oh my goodness, Lovelies. This group of, South African refugees who decided to leave South Africa to the state in the promise of a better life and in the disguise of, Jane Orsi. This whole thing started when Orange Man was massively deporting people. Not only was he deporting people, he even goes as far as deporting his own, sent so many people to El Salvador and all of that. And at that process of doing such a thing, he allowed some group of refugees from South Africa claiming that there is a genocide happening in South Africa. Even though so many South Africans have come out to debunk that claim, most of them were like, how would you say that a Jane Orsi is happening to some group of privileged people who are the vast majority that have so many land, property? They actually live a very lavish life in South Africa. Some of them with 5 bedrooms, 10 bedrooms, with workers, helpers, nannies, and everything. The same South Africa that Jane Orsi is happening, the same South Africa that some group of pan-colored men, actually threw the bodies of black people to be fed by pigs. I don't know if you guys remember that story. I think I stitched it here. The same place that all manner of atrocities has been happening, the same place that discrimination and racism has been happening. That is the same place that this Orange Man and his group of communists claim that Jane Orsi is happening to the minority group that happens to be pan-colored people, even though these pan-colored people have some level of privilege. How ironical. So, he got these people, they all, flew, migrated, and with the hope of they're coming to take over something that they never built, you know. I actually thought that they were coming to, work on those farms, the farms left by the immigrant, the undocumented immigrant. But when they got, I think at first, they were all, welcomed so beautifully with the hope of a better future. Oh my goodness, and right about now, these are the same people complaining. These are the same people complaining. I never knew that a day will come like this. Like seriously, the way at which things switch, the way at which Orange Man has played on so many people's faces is so alarming. It's so alarming. In the name of what? Power or what? And now these people, they are complaining. Like, what would they even actually do with themselves right about now? Are they planning to go back to where they come from and start afresh, or what is the plan? Like, seriously. It says that karma is a BITCH, but the level of karma that's actually pop up so fast is alarming. Like, the way at which karma represents itself, especially with cases that has to do with deceit. That's to tell you that no matter anything you do in this life, there must always be a repercussion, The way at which these refugee people trended, these guys came to a country, before you know it, they're already becoming citizens, like automatically. Even though there are people who has worked up themselves over years to get some certain qualification, but these guys are unable. But because of these people's privilege, they're able to achieve so many. They're able to achieve some level of privilege. But look at it today. Look at it today. It's no longer what they expected that they are seeing. It's as if they have been lied to, they have been deceived. Because it was actually said that some of them were successful from where they were coming from. Most of them were living lavishly. They had helps, they had workers. But now, look at their life right about now. The proposed people that is facing genocide. Like, seriously. The proposed people that was facing some difficulty and they have to flee from wherever the country. Oh my God, seriously, lovely. This is just so hilarious. When I saw these stitches, I was like, this is not happening. Was it not the same people? The same people that were like, oh my God, we're going to take care of you. We're going to do that. All of those promises are just tactics. The more people understand that the people up there, everything they do is just games. Like, they don't care about anyone but themselves. Even if they want to do something for you, there is definitely something that they are benefiting. Nobody is ready, especially people from out there, to do something for you free. These refugee people, I know that they never expected their life to be this way because of the narrative that they came up with, But what do we know? But when I saw this, I was like, are you kidding me right about now? This was the same people that claimed there was a genocide happening in South Africa. This was the same people that Orange Man has to go back and forth with genocide, even though it's claimed otherwise, even though they are the real people committing the said genocide. I have had so many cases that involve farmers and their white, bosses. But then again, anyway, lovelies, wanna just leave me your own thoughts in the comment section of what you think of this video. And please do not forget that we do not support any form of bullying and harassment. We're just here for educational and informative purposes. So please share this video. Subscribe to the channel if you're here to do that. Like, and I will see you lovelies when I upload the next one.
Educational and informative purposes. So please share this video, subscribe to the channel if you're here to do that. Like, and I will see you lovelies when I upload the next one.